Your 40th birthday does not suddenly change your body overnight. There is no hidden switch that flips at midnight. But somewhere around midlife, many people begin noticing that their body no longer responds exactly the way it used to. The same meals seem to affect them differently. A difficult workout takes longer to bounce back from. One late night can drain their energy for the next day. Sleep may feel lighter. Clothes may begin fitting differently, even when the number on the scale has barely moved. These changes do not begin at the same age for everyone. Some people notice them in their early 40s. Others experience them later. And not every change affects every person in the same way. But many of them become easier to notice during midlife and the decades that follow. This does not mean your body is failing. It means your body may now need a different kind of attention. The habits that worked in your 20s may no longer produce the same results in your 40s. When that happens, many people blame themselves. They assume they have become lazy, undisciplined, or weak. But that is often not the real explanation. In this video, we will look at 7 commonly overlooked changes that can influence how you feel, move, sleep, and recover after 40. This is not a complete list of everything that can change with age, and it is not a diagnosis. Sudden, persistent, or concerning symptoms should always be discussed with a qualified healthcare professional. Stay with me until the end, because one belief about aging can quietly make all of these changes harder to manage. The first change can happen even when your body weight stays almost exactly the same. The scale may tell you that nothing has changed. Your body composition may tell a different story. Muscle can gradually decrease while body fat slowly increases or shifts to different areas. Because these changes often happen quietly, you may not notice them immediately in the mirror. You may notice them during ordinary moments instead. Shopping bags feel heavier than they used to. Getting up from the floor requires more effort. Stairs become tiring sooner. Your grip feels weaker. Or a workout that once felt manageable leaves you unusually sore. Many people believe that stable body weight means their body has stayed the same. But the scale cannot tell you how much muscle you have, how strong that muscle is, or where fat is accumulating. Muscle is not only about appearance. It supports posture, balance, movement, blood sugar control, and your ability to handle everyday physical demands. The good news is that muscle responds to use. You do not need extreme workouts or hours in the gym. 2 or more regular strength sessions each week, adjusted to your health and ability, can make a meaningful difference. That could include bodyweight exercises, resistance bands, machines, or controlled weight training. The key is consistency. But changes in muscle can affect more than strength. They can also influence how your body uses energy, which leads to one of the biggest misunderstandings about life after 40. When clothes start fitting more tightly, many people immediately say, "My metabolism has stopped working." That explanation sounds convincing, but it is usually too simple. Metabolism does not suddenly switch off when you turn 40. What often changes is the entire system around it. You may be moving less without realizing it. Your job may involve more sitting. You may have less muscle than before. Your sleep may be worse. Stress may be affecting your appetite. Your portion sizes may be the same, even though your daily activity has changed. For many women, perimenopause can also affect sleep, body composition, mood, and temperature regulation during the 40s. Hormonal changes vary from person to person, but they can influence how the body feels and responds during midlife. Men can also experience gradual hormonal and body composition changes, although these usually occur differently and more slowly. The important point is that weight gain after 40 is rarely caused by one single factor. Blaming metabolism alone can make you feel powerless. Understanding the full picture gives you more options. Instead of chasing fat-burning drinks, harsh diets, or miracle supplements, start with the basics. Eat in a way you can maintain. Include enough protein and fiber for your individual needs. Keep moving throughout the day. Protect your sleep. And maintain your muscle strength. But there is another problem many people face. They begin eating better and exercising more, yet still feel unusually tired or sore afterward. That does not always mean they are doing something wrong. It may mean their recovery needs have changed. Before we continue, remember this. Feeling different after 40 does not mean you have failed to care for yourself. It does not mean you are weak. And it does not mean your best years are behind you. Your body has carried you through decades of work, stress, family responsibilities, and constant change. It may not be asking you to stop. It may be asking you to stop treating recovery as optional. You may notice that recovery feels slower, especially when demanding exercise is combined with poor sleep, stress, dehydration, or insufficient rest. A hard workout may leave you sore for longer. A stressful week may continue affecting you through the weekend. One poor night of sleep may influence your focus, mood, and energy the following day. Many people treat rest as something they earn only after everything else is finished. But recovery is not a reward. It is part of the process that allows your body to keep performing. Forcing yourself through constant exhaustion is not always discipline. Sometimes it is a signal that your routine needs adjustment. You may need to space out intense workouts. You may need lighter movement between demanding sessions. You may need more regular meals, hydration, or sleep. And if fatigue continues despite proper rest, it should not automatically be blamed on age. Persistent exhaustion can have many possible causes and deserves proper medical attention. Now comes the more confusing part. You may be spending enough time in bed and still not getting the kind of rest your body needs. 7 or 8 hours in bed does not always equal 7 or 8 hours of restorative sleep. As people get older, sleep patterns can gradually change. You may begin going to bed earlier, waking earlier, sleeping more lightly, or waking more often during the night. Hormonal changes, stress, pain, medication, alcohol, caffeine, and sleep conditions can all affect sleep quality. Poor sleep can influence much more than morning energy. It may affect concentration, appetite, emotional control, exercise performance, and the way your body handles stress. A common belief is that poor sleep is simply unavoidable after 40. Some changes may be common, but persistent sleep problems should not automatically be accepted as normal. Start with one simple habit. Keep your wake-up time as consistent as possible, even on weekends. Reduce bright screens near bedtime. Avoid using alcohol as a sleep solution. And if you snore loudly, wake up gasping, struggle with ongoing insomnia, or remain exhausted despite enough time in bed, speak with a healthcare professional. The next change is quieter than all the others. You cannot see it in the mirror. You may not feel it happening, and it can continue for years without pain. Your bones are living tissue, and bone strength can change gradually with age. This does not mean everyone over 40 suddenly develops weak bones. It means midlife is an important time to start protecting bone health before risk becomes more significant later. Family history, physical activity, nutrition, smoking, alcohol use, certain medications, and medical conditions can all influence bone health. For women, bone loss can become more important around and after menopause because of hormonal changes. Many people believe bone health is something to think about only in old age. But prevention works best before a problem becomes visible. Weight-bearing movement, strength training, and balanced nutrition can support bone health. That may include walking, stair climbing, resistance training, and activities appropriate for your joints and fitness level. Supplements are not automatically the answer. Calcium, vitamin D, and other needs should be based on your diet, health history, and professional advice. A practical step is to discuss your personal bone health risk during a routine medical appointment, especially if you have a strong family history, early menopause, previous fractures, or long-term medication use. Muscles usually give you feedback through weakness or soreness. Bones can stay silent. Your skin, however, changes where you can see it. Most conversations about skin after 40 focus on wrinkles. But wrinkles are only part of the story. Your skin may gradually become drier, thinner, or easier to bruise. Years of sun exposure may become more visible through uneven tone, dark spots, and changes in texture. The mistake is assuming that every new spot, patch, or mark is simply part of getting older. Many changes are harmless. But age should never become an excuse to ignore something that is changing rapidly or refusing to heal. Use sun protection regularly. Moisturize if your skin feels dry. Avoid very hot showers if they make dryness or itching worse. And pay attention to spots that change in size, shape, border, or color, as well as sores that do not heal. The goal is not to make your skin look 20 again. The goal is to protect the skin you have and notice when something is different. The final change often begins with tiny moments that are easy to dismiss. You hold your phone farther away. You increase the text size. You need brighter light to read. You turn up the television. You ask people to repeat themselves in noisy places. Vision and hearing changes can develop gradually, and many people adapt without realizing how much effort they are using. You may hear perfectly in a quiet room but struggle to follow a conversation in a restaurant. You may read clearly during the day but have difficulty in dim light. Sometimes family members notice these changes before the person experiencing them does. Needing glasses, brighter lighting, or a hearing evaluation is not a sign of weakness. It is a form of support. Treating these changes can help protect confidence, communication, and quality of life. Another false belief is that every hearing or vision change is normal aging. Sudden vision loss, eye pain, flashes, new floaters, or rapid visual changes require professional attention. Hearing problems should also be evaluated rather than hidden. A useful rule is simple. If a change is affecting your daily life, communication, driving, reading, or work, do not wait for it to become severe before seeking help. You now know 7 changes that can become more noticeable during midlife. But information alone is not enough. One belief can still undo everything you have just heard. The biggest mistake after 40 is continuing to treat your body exactly the way you did at 25. Skipping sleep because you used to recover quickly. Doing only cardio while ignoring strength. Sitting for most of the day and trying to cancel it out with one intense workout. Using extreme diets whenever your weight changes. Ignoring unusual fatigue, pain, or new symptoms because you assume they are simply part of aging. The most damaging belief is this: getting older means feeling worse, so there is nothing I can do. That belief can cause people to ignore changes they might have addressed early. Aging may explain some things. It should not be used to explain everything. The better response is not fear. It is awareness. Notice patterns. Pay attention to meaningful changes. Attend the preventive appointments recommended for your age, history, and risk factors. And ask questions when something does not feel right. You do not need to transform your entire life overnight. Start with 4 foundations. First, strength. Challenge your major muscle groups regularly through safe resistance exercises suited to your ability. Second, movement. Walk more often. Break up long periods of sitting and add activity to ordinary parts of your day. Third, recovery. Protect your sleep, allow rest between demanding workouts, and stop treating constant exhaustion as an achievement. Fourth, awareness. Know what is normal for your body. Pay attention when that normal changes. And seek qualified guidance instead of diagnosing yourself through fear. You do not need to do everything perfectly. You need a routine you can continue. Before you leave, remember the most important part of this video. These changes do not all begin on your 40th birthday. Some may begin earlier. Others may become noticeable much later. And some may never affect you in the same way. The real warning is not the number 40. It is noticing that your body is changing and continuing to ignore what it is asking from you. Your body after 40 is not betraying you. It is communicating with you. It may be asking for more strength, better sleep, consistent movement, and closer attention than it needed before. The earlier you understand those signals, the better prepared you may be to protect your energy, strength, confidence, and quality of life in the years ahead. Growing older is unavoidable. Ignoring your body is not. Which of these changes did you notice first? Share your experience in the comments, and subscribe for practical, clear health information designed for life after 40.